Okay, you ready to travel the world? Because today we're taking you on a deep dive into some of the hottest destinations, mainly in Europe, but a little beyond too.
We're going to give you the need-to-know highlights, and it's based on a report that ranks places not just by tourism, but also by, how much they matter on the world stage.
Exactly. It's kind of like a cheat sheet, right? Not just where to go, but why these places are actually such big deals.
Yeah, it's a good way to think about it.
So get ready to impress your friends with all this new knowledge.
Totally. Let's jump right in.
All right, France. Gotta start with France, right? I mean, almost 90 million tourists a year. That's basically a whole U.S. population.
Yeah.
What makes it so incredibly popular? Besides, the Eiffel Tower and all that jazz.
Well, yeah, you've got those iconic landmarks, and then there's this whole romantic image, right?
Oh.
Especially Paris, but also Provence. It's undeniable.
Like strolling along the Seine, a glass of wine.
Exactly. But there's another layer to France. It's a cultural powerhouse. Did you know Paris basically still dictates global fashion trends? Yeah, because it's home to the Chambre syndicale de la haute couture, which has been the governing body of high fashion since way back in 1868.
Wow, I had no idea. See, this is what I love about these deep dives. Always learning something new.
For sure.
So, fashion aside, where else does France exert its power?
Okay, well, politically, they're a permanent member of the UN Security Council. They have nuclear weapons. They're a leader in the European Union. Economically, think luxury goods, aerospace, and tourism, obviously, is a huge industry.
Of course.
Oh, and can't forget the wine regions. Bordeaux, Burgundy, Champagne. I mean, those are destinations in themselves.
Okay, now I'm getting hungry. Speaking of delicious things, let's talk about Italy, the land of pasta and pizza. But remind me, what else is on the must-see list in Italy?
Oh, man. Italy is packed with iconic spots. Rome, of course. The Colosseum, Vatican City.
Yeah.
Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance with the Duomo and Uffizi Gallery.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Definitely. Then you've got the beauty of Venice, those canals, the Amalfi Coast, so dramatic. Cinque Terre, incredibly romantic.
Oh, I've seen pictures of Cinque Terre, those colorful little houses on the cliffs.
Yes.
Amazing. And wait, we were talking about luxury brands earlier. Italy's got those too, right?
For sure. I think Gucci, Prada, Armani, these names carry serious weight globally. And economically, they're known for their high-quality manufacturing.
Your sense, yeah.
Especially in fashion, automotive, design. Think Ferrari.
Yeah, iconic.
And we often think of Italy for its history, but they're still a major player today, part of the G7 and everything.
That's true. All right, from fashion and Ferraris, let's hop over to the United Kingdom. Maybe not as well known for its food, though I've heard the curries in London are fantastic.
Oh yeah, they can be really good.
But the UK's impact, culturally and politically, is undeniable. Right?
Totally. Even with Brexit and everything, London's still a top financial center, rivaling New York for global capital. And culturally, they're huge. Music, literature, film, television.
Yeah, true.
They just have this knack for producing global phenomena, from Shakespeare to Harry Potter to Adele.
That's quite the range, yeah. It's amazing how one island can have so much history packed into it. Speaking of history, we got to talk about Germany.
Yeah, absolutely.
Medieval castles, modern industry. Germany's a force to be reckoned with.
You got it. They're like the economic engine of the European Union, seriously. They shape policy, they drive innovation, their automotive industry is world-class.
Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen.
Yep. Those are names synonymous with quality and engineering all over the planet.
And it's not just about industry, though, right?
Yeah.
Germany has some pretty amazing tourist destinations, too.
Oh, tons. Like the Berlin Wall, obviously. And then those fairy tale castles in Bavaria, like Neuschwanstein.
Yeah, those are stunning.
And you can't forget about the Christmas markets.
Oh, yeah, so charming. And Oktoberfest. Okay, enough cold weather. Let's head south to Spain. Over 80 million visitors a year. Consistently in the top 3 worldwide. No surprise there, right? Barcelona's architecture, the energy of Madrid, the party scene in Ibiza.
I mean, what's not to love?
Seriously?
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things about Spain?
Well, I love the diversity. You've got the beaches of the Costa del Sol, the mountains of the Pyrenees for skiing, the Moorish architecture in Andalusia.
Yeah.
And the pilgrimage route of Santiago de Compostela, which is super interesting.
Oh, I've heard of that. People walk for weeks, right?
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And culturally, Spain's influence is huge. Flamenco music and dance, tapas.
For the food.
Right? And their art, Picasso, Dali, giants.
Ooh, I need to go back to Spain. Okay, now for a touch of luxury. Switzerland. Chocolate, watches, cheese. It's like a postcard for the good life. But there's more to it than that, right?
Definitely. Switzerland's a global hub for finance and banking, no question, but also for diplomacy and international cooperation.
Oh, right, Geneva.
Exactly. Geneva hosts a ton of UN agencies, the Red Cross, tons of NGOs.
Makes sense.
And nestled in the Alps, you've got those iconic destinations like Zermatt with the Matterhorn, Interlaken for adventure sports, Lucerne with the picturesque lake and the medieval architecture.
Okay, speaking of picturesque, gotta ask about Amsterdam. Those canals, the bicycles, the tulips, it just looks so charming. But how does the Netherlands fit into the global picture?
They're a small country, for sure, but they're a big deal when it comes to finance and trade. Think Rotterdam, one of the busiest ports in the world, and they have huge companies like Shell and Philips.
Wow, okay.
Plus, they're known for their really progressive social policies, which influences the whole EU. And for tourists, Amsterdam is just this unique blend of history, art, and those liberal attitudes.
All right, from liberal attitudes to ancient history, let's bridge continents and talk about Turkey. Sitting between Europe and Asia, it's this incredible mix of cultures. What are some must-sees for visitors?
Istanbul is a must, absolutely. It's such a vibrant city, this meeting point of East and West. You've got the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah.
And then there's Cappadocia with its otherworldly landscapes, hot air balloons over those crazy rock formations.
Oh, the fairy chimneys. I've seen pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are them. Plus you've got the ancient ruins of Ephesus and just miles of stunning Mediterranean coastline.
Okay, and politically, didn't you mention they have a pretty powerful military?
Yeah, they do. It's the second largest army in NATO, and their economy is growing fast.
Interesting. All right, let's move on to Russia. Definitely a military superpower, a major player in the energy world with all that oil and gas. But what about Russia as a tourist destination?
Well, it's a huge country and super diverse, rich history, rich culture.
Yeah.
In Moscow, you've got Red Square and the Kremlin, those iconic sites. St. Petersburg has the stunning palaces and those canals. And then there's the vastness of Siberia. It's a whole different world.
It really reminds you that tourism and politics don't always line up neatly. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about Sweden. Famous for innovation, high quality of life. What makes Sweden stand out beyond IKEA and Spotify?
Well, they're global leaders in sustainability, for one,
Yep.
diplomacy, too. And they've got these really strong social policies that people admire. And for tourists, there's Stockholm, of course. The charming old town, Gamla stan, is lovely. Plus, Sweden has this archipelago of thousands of islands. So beautiful. And up north, there's Lapland, where you can see the northern lights and experience the Sami culture.
Wow, what a whirlwind tour. We've covered so much ground, from the romantic streets of Paris to the snowy landscapes of Lapland.
It really shows you how diverse Europe is, and the places beyond, too.
Each of these countries has its own story to tell, its own blend of history, culture, global influence. It's incredible. Now here's a thought for you listeners. If you could create your own European adventure, hitting 3 of these destinations, which would you choose and why? Let us know. Safe travels, everyone.